Hi, my name is Sylvia and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is Venus-Neptune hard aspects in the birth chart. But before I get into that, if you like my content, then you can always feel free to subscribe to my channel. And now going back to our topic, Venus-Neptune hard aspects in the birth chart are the conjunction, the square, and the opposition. If we have one of these aspects, then most probably we are someone who has a very high standards and very idealistic expectations when it comes to love and love partners. Unfortunately, many times our expectations are not based on reality, on something real, but they are based on an illusion, on a dream, on a fantasy, on an ideal. And I've noticed that these aspects can play out in a few ways in real life. One way, which I think is one of the most common, is when we fall in love with someone not for who they truly are, but we fall in love with who we would like them to be. So we tend to project our high expectations onto that person. We don't see that person for who they truly are. We see our partner or potential partner for who we would like them to be. And unfortunately, with these aspects, we might get disappointed at least once in our love life. So when the partner doesn't turn out to be who we thought or who we would accept them to be, we can try to find excuses for their behavior. And many times I've heard something along these lines. Oh, I know that that deep down they love me, they care about me. Maybe they're going through a hard time right now. They might have problems, they can be confused, even if they have done me wrong. I know that deep down they actually love me and they care about me. And we tend to try to find excuses for our partners because that their image can actually match our ideal. That's why we try to find excuses. And I always say this when we're speaking about Neptune, making hard aspects to our personal planets or points, we need to learn to be honest. Honest, first of all, with ourselves. With Neptune here, it is very difficult for us to cope or to deal with the harsh reality, with the harsh truth. It's difficult for us to face the ugly truth. And Neptune also makes us very sensitive. So the truth, the harsh reality can also hurt us very much. So it is difficult for us to find the inner strength to accept, to acknowledge the fact that maybe the love that we always believed in, that perfect love, that idealistic love, romantic love, just wasn't what we wanted to be. Maybe our partner isn't Prince Charming, isn't their emotions for us might not be so strong. Our emotional bond might not be as powerful as we thought or we wanted it to be. Maybe our love, our relationship maybe wasn't so romantic and so powerful as we expected or as we thought it was. And with Neptune squaring or conjuncting or opposing our Venus, it is very hard for us to accept this. And this is why we tend to make these excuses, or we're trying to turn a blind eye. And I've also noticed that actually there are people who have Venus-Neptune hard aspects who once they have a big disappointment, they never believe in love anymore. I'm not saying that all of them are like that, but there's a minority of them who actually do that. They basically go from one extreme to another extreme. They go from blindly believing in love and having very idealistic expectations to not believing in love anymore, being very suspicious and believing that love doesn't even exist, and so on and so forth. Now, another way these aspects can play out in real life is when we can admire someone from afar, a love interest. We can dream of that person, be very in love with that person, but we never initiate action. We never approach them. We never do anything to try to have a relationship with them. And this is because with Neptune here, we tend to choose fantasy over reality. We tend to choose fantasy over responsibilities. And maybe we are not even aware of this, but maybe we can just run away from the responsibility of having a relationship. And another way I've noticed that these aspects can play out in real life, um, we can start a relationship with a person, and like almost all relationships, in the beginning the relationship is great. It's in the honeymoon phase, where everything is perfect, is romantic, uh, but over time, as we get more comfortable with our partner, and over time, things can get more serious. We can also have maybe fights, misunderstandings, arguments. We can have responsibilities in our relationship or even marriage, like kids or financial responsibilities. Maybe the relationship can get too heavy, or it's not so ideal anymore, or our partner doesn't live up to our high expectations. After all, they can prove that they are just regular human beings. Or maybe, uh, like I always say, the relationship gets too real for our ideal, basically meaning that the relationship, of course, no relationship is perfect. So, like I said, there can be responsibilities, problems can kick in our relationships. So, when the relationship isn't that perfect anymore, like in the beginning, we with Neptune, we need to live that perfect love. We need to find that perfect love, that perfect person. So what do we think? We think that our current partner or our current relationship doesn't live up to our expectations, and we need to fulfill our need for romance, for idealistic experiences in our love life. So what do? We chase a new relationship. And this can mean that with Venus Neptune hard aspects, we can basically jump from one relationship to another. And we are constantly searching for that perfect love, for that perfect partner that in reality doesn't exist. So basically, we can chase an ideal. And we need to realize that we are actually in love with love. We're not actually falling in love with our partner. Again, we might not fall in love we might not get in love with for who for who our partner really is. So basically, with these aspects, with the Venus Neptune hard aspects, our lesson is to learn to love someone for who they truly are. This is extremely important. And we also need to realize that no relationship is perfect, no person is perfect, and maybe we're just chasing something that doesn't even exist in real life. Now, if you liked my video, you can always subscribe to my channel like I mentioned before, and I want to thank you very much for watching my video. Bye!